Hi,
And we are here, as they say.
and we are here.
We are here.
We are. It's so nice to be here, David. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Doing okay.
Okay.
That's not like extraordinary or anything.
No, it's not. So we got to
You're
raise it.
not, you're not moving my
I'm
world.
giving you something to work with here. I'm not like, oh, hi, I'm so happy to be here. This is great. I just can't wait. No, I'm okay. I'm not DTS. Not upset
All
about
right.
anything. I'm just,
Well,
I'm here.
this is hunky dory. So what I've been doing. So I spent the last few days with Joe's mom. She was here visiting, right? Her name's Linda. Like, oh my God, David, she's completely awesome. She's like an older version of me, totally. In fact, people kept asking me, "Is that your mom?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because she's just oh cool.
Physically, physically,
Yeah, both. She's just, it's in, yeah, that's what they thought.
because you're not an everyday situation physically. I mean, you're like super tall and
She's really tall, and
you
and
have
she,
you have a presence about you.
I love you, thank you. So she got this hat for me though.
Bad. Oh, I love that. Okay, she's great. If she's buying you
It's,
that, that's great.
I was like, really? Okay, just so y'all just wait, hold on. I'm doing this right now. I'm going to tell you something. If you haven't done Taya and you don't have your confidence level up, you might be triggered because I'm a bad bitch.
I don't think anybody's triggered by that. If
Yeah,
you're triggered by that, just hold on. We're going to trigger you about a lot of things.
well, I was reading this thing the other day, David, and it was talking all about the fact that when people see confidence, sometimes they take it as arrogant. And there's a big difference between arrogance and confidence. Arrogance has an air about it that has no actual vulnerability or truth in it, versus
Well,
confidence.
arrogance is based in insecurity. It's sort of like I'm better than you, but underneath, you know that's not really what's going on. I would think.
Yeah, totally. And then then you step into the power of speaking your truth and the power of this knowingness. And what happens is that we have this confidence that exudes from us. The air that you're talking about me is simply that confidence that comes from within, because I just simply know who I am. I don't need the validation, or I don't seek outside validation. But then again, seeking outside validation never worked anyway.
Now, that's an inside. That's an inside job, right?
It's a totally inside job. As a matter of fact, I was sitting there this morning and that's exactly what hit me. It was like, in fact, I recorded it and said, that very thing you're searching for outside of you, you'll never find, because it's just within. It's just within. There is no way to find it in somebody. You know how many disappointing relationships and friendships and just whatever that I've had in my life, and I know other people, I know you have too. It's because we've been searching for this thing, and this thing that we've been searching for is not out there. It is in here. You gotta do your work and do your tools, man. Tell you.
Yeah,
So, what do you think about that?
I think that that's a great conversation to have, and I think all of you that are watching can start typing in some questions if you have them for us. I don't know that we're going to hear from the stream tonight. I already channeled today on LOA today, though. So the
I saw
stream
that.
came in, and did you see that?
I did. It was freaking awesome. I was actually really super excited just to see you on LOA today again.
Oh, I'm on there about once a month or so. I like going on this. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, no, it is a whole lot of fun. But the whole thing about like looking for that thing, it's like it's just bizarre. Why is it we can see everybody else's stuff, but we can't see our own?
Well, it's kind of along the same lines as of thinking that when you have enough XYZ, that you're finally going to be happy, that you're going to reach this, that you're going to cross over this line of happiness when you have enough houses and cars and money and things, and
That's
that's
not
perpetuated all over our society, everywhere.
that's not
That
true.
when you have enough stuff, you're finally going to cross this threshold, and you're going to be happy at last, and your life's just going to be perfect. I was
That-
talking this week to the boot campers. I'm getting over a cold here. I was talking this week to the boot campers about we added a whole week in boot camp about financial abundance and the streams, pyramid teachings. Have you done the pyramid teaching? You need to do it. You need to do it. It's really cool. We've added that to boot camp since you were in it. And or if any of you are watching and you're in boot camp, just make a comment about that. Even if you don't like it, make a comment. We're all about transparency and authenticity here. But their teachings around the financial pyramid are really cool. But we were talking about when I created Taya Boot Camp, it wasn't really about manifesting money. It's about manifesting anything. It can be about money, but it wasn't really focused on that. There are so many things out there that are learn to manifest money with the law of attraction. And I manifested a lot of money with the law of attraction. And I found myself with a lot of beautiful things and still unhappy. And it wasn't because the things were making me unhappy. I still like nice things. I'm going to completely come out of the closet yet again and admit that my name is David Strickle and I like nice stuff still. But I don't look for stuff to make me happy or to validate me or make me feel worthy of anything. I like nice stuff just because I think the beauty of our world, all of it is an expression of source. And there are things that I appreciate. I have to tell you, the thing that I want to manifest, though, little side note here. I remember we got in trouble. We didn't really get in trouble, but somebody was really triggered by us talking about Adele. Do you remember that? I was about to talk about Adele again, and I'm like, if that person's watching, they're going to be so triggered. He's talking about Adele again, and apparently she is she eats babies or something. I don't know.
Okay, all right. So you remember we were talking about that thing about when you focus outside of yourself on anything, blah, 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 yada, 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 yada.
Conspiracy theories, yeah.
Oh my God, we look outside of ourselves to look for the thing that's wrong with the other person because we feel like shit about ourselves. Oh my God.
Well, I think it's also that it's that whole thing. And I know that there are a lot of crazy things that go on in this world that are true. Sure. I completely down with that. But I also think you can drive yourself crazy going down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. And when you are judging other people on things that have no evidence or proof, how long are you going to keep beating that drum? Just because somebody says so, right? And that was even what I was getting into. It's so funny that I totally forgot that person was so triggered because I went online to buy Adele tickets today. Adele is doing a residency in Vegas. Have you heard about this?
No.
So I'm an Adele fan, love Adele. I've never seen her in concert. And I thought, for my, how old are we going to be? My 54th freaking birthday that's coming up in a couple of months.
I was thinking about that today.
5'4". Yeah, you look 3'4". I'm starting to look 5'4". So 5'4" is coming up.
Yeah, no. I got this dude, I've been seeing some signs that we're hitting that mid-range of 50. I'm like, oh shit.
I'm just accepting it. I'm accepting it all. Like I just look like an old man. I don't care for shit anymore. So I'm going to go see Adele for my 54th birthday. And they put her tickets on sale and she's doing a whole residency. Every single ticket for every single night of every single seat of the residency all sold out immediately. And of course, most of the people that bought them are speculators that are going to buy and resell. So the tickets weren't inexpensive to begin with, from what I understand. But now the tickets that I want are like $7,000 a seat.
Okay.
So it's like, do I want a Rolex watch or do I want to go see Adele for the night?
$7,000 for a concert.
I paid a lot. I paid a lot of money, not that much, not near that much. But I paid a lot of money to be up front for Beyonce. She splashed water in my face and it was just great. I paid a lot to see Madonna back in the day. I paid a lot of money to sit like down front up close because if I'm going to go to a concert, I'm going to stand in line and deal with that crowd. I'm going to be there, right? And it's not something I do all the time. But 7,000 is like, okay, that's a manifestation. I've got to completely rework my whole value of things, right? If everything is a manifestation and money is fluid, and I've proven to myself over and over again that it is, then why be judgy about that? Why not just say, hey, best possible outcome? I want to see Adele. I'm just going to let that flow into my life however it does.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, if you're triggered by me liking Adele, sorry. Trigger warning. We're talking about a conspiracy theory here. So, hi, Kim Siegel. Good to see you. You're all people are watching. No one is saying hello to us. So
Oh, well, then
maybe
I'm
we'll
just
cheer up
zoned out.
and say hello. Pop a hello in the comments.
Ken, hi, Ken. Hey,
I'm
Ken.
getting over a cold, so the talking is going to be cut short tonight, I think. But
How's my sound now? Is it okay?
you're a little muffled now. You weren't before, but now you're muffled.
Now I'm muffled. Okay, that's not. I'm muffly now. Is that any better?
You're very muffly. You were better off before you did the earbuds,
Well,
AirPods, or
hell.
whatever those things are called.
Well, I was attempting this, guys. So because
This morning. Okay, are we back now?
Now you sound good again.
Now I sound good again. So I'm going
You
to go
sound
ahead and
good
take
again.
these things on air.
You sound
Yeah,
like Adele.
I sound like Adele.
If only, right?
Rolling in the deep, guys. We're going to get rolling in the deep right now. So here's the deal with triggers. Triggers are simply, I love triggers. Triggers are my friend. You know why triggers are my friend? Because there's always treasure in them. There's hidden goodies in triggers. And, why did you eat the whole box of Jack in the Box, a whole box of Cracker Jacks to get to the toy, or did
Oh,
you
yeah.
just dump the shit? Did you dump it
Well, for
into
a
a bowl?
while, and then I started realizing, okay, these things are pretty good, especially if you put salt on them. But the toy was kind of lame always. But remember, I always liked the little temporary tattoos. I always thought those were cool.
I know they don't have the cool ones anymore, they just don't. The thing
Or
is
candy
that you don't
cigarettes.
have
Remember, there was never a candy cigarette in Cracker Jack that I'm aware of.
right.
But my favorite toy, my favorite treat as a kid, I loved the bubble gum was disgusting, but the candy cigarette was so cool. And I don't think you can get those anymore.
Well, you can. There's actually a specialty shop right there in Palm Springs that has that candy. I swear to you.
Really?
So yeah, I swear. And I'm not sure that candy. Here's the deal. You may not like the way you're getting to your prize. You may not love that. It may not be your preference, okay? But it can turn into your preference the minute you find a reason to like it. The minute that you can figure out a reason that, shit, maybe I can look at this a little bit differently. Now, we have tools that help us do this that are quite spectacular, I must say. As a matter of fact, learning how to maneuver yourself and getting your pillars down help you do that too. But I promise you, there is a treasure there in this trigger that happens. It's just there. You see it. A lot of people refer to it as like the silver lining, the silver lining of
Well, and the good news is that we all know there's a silver lining in everything. And
yeah,
sometimes it's hard to find the silver lining in the moment, but ultimately there's a silver lining in everything. And that's what Taya is. That Taya is understanding. Excuse me. I need the silver lining in this golf right now, right? The silver lining sometimes doesn't reveal itself so instantaneously, but you're right. The moment you find appreciation, authentic appreciation for the trigger, that's when you get your clarity of source coming in, because you're in that high appreciation space where source exists. But when you're demonizing the trigger and you're hating it and you're feeling like a victim and all that stuff, you're actually cutting yourself off from that source perspective. And all the gold is there. You're exactly right.
Yeah, it really is. And there's been so much evidence of this in my life. It's nuts. I want to share with you guys a really big trigger treasure thing. So, David, I don't know my biological. I call it the biological sperm donor, but biological father, whatever y'all want to call it. My dad's been my dad since I was 3. That's where the Garcia came from. Okay. So I recently did an ancestry DNA test. Now, mind you, I'm female. I may never find out who this biological person is. But there's some treasures in this. And if you get triggered by childhood trauma, I just want to show you something. Because look, I don't think it's cool that my mom has not told me anything. And she says she doesn't know. And I'm like, yeah, what are my options, mother? But whatever. Okay. What I do know is that I'm finding cool people. Like I'm finding out cool information, even about my mom's side of the family. It's so rad.
It is very entertaining to do that. I've done that as well, and I uncovered second and third cousins that I didn't know existed. I had an uncle
Totally.
that was quite the man about town, apparently, in Texas at one point. Yeah, he has a lot of children that I didn't know about. So I have first cousins that I didn't know about. So you'll
Exactly.
probably, I think more and more people are going to do that. And the more people that do it, the more you connect the dots. And I think you're going to find out some stuff. And it's
It's
very accurate.
it is just a trip. It is so bizarre about how it works. I did find out that my son is my son, which really made me happy.
Well, being that you're his mother, I guess that was a mystery that needed to be
Yeah,
solved.
but what if he was switched at birth or something? I
Oh,
mean,
well,
he does. Yeah, I mean, he does
there's
look
that.
just
I was going
as
to
me.
say, you're both like 7 feet tall and kind of blondish. And yeah.
Well, that's because I'm from the land of gargantuans, I found out. And so, hey, I'm literally from like Scandinavia Viking. I'm a Viking
Yeah,
type
you
of,
look like a Viking.
I am totally. It's just such a crack up. Um, this is cute. I love this. Kim, you did
Wow.
ancestry and found a sister, brother, and niece. That's
All right,
rad.
you win. You win the ancestry lottery. You
Yeah.
found actual siblings. That's really cool. I hope it's
Well,
really cool.
what was super awesome just now is right before I go on. What I did is I was looking and it showed my mother and it brought up, get this, a record from 19 whatever. I was born 68. I think this was 62. And she was 16 years old. It was like, wow. I don't think I've ever seen a picture of my mom at the age of 16. It was so cool just to sit there and see that. Now, mind you, my mother's still alive, but she's just not, we're not having active communication at the moment, which is okay. It may or may not change. Who knows?
She's detuned for you though, right? Full appreciation.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if anybody has any mommy issues, I had major mommy issues and I love my mother, but I am also I was also a little bit miffed at my mother too. And yeah, childhood trauma. You know, there was a story I used to tell about that, David. A story. A story that went along me also looking for external validation, and a story that literally put me into plummeted situations into victimhood. And I won awards for being a victim. I was like the queen at codependent. I'm so grateful to be recovering codependent today and recovering narcissist and all this other stuff. Oh my God, remind me to talk to you about this whole narcissist thing. Oh my God. Okay. So anyway, my mother, when I went into Taya, I was thinking, oh, this is nothing. My mom, like I can really empathize with my mother and blah, blah, blah. But it was really important for me to actually detune, rebuild that situation and that memory and everything that went with it. And that's the beauty of Taya is because I got to do those things. And it was the best thing I ever did because it kind of released me from this need to have my mother talk to me or have to have her tell me anything. I
Well,
really
it's all
don't.
that human created. It's the Matrix, right? The stream is talking more
Yeah.
and more about the Matrix now, and I love that because in the Matrix we're taught your mom and dad are supposed to be XYZ. The stream says your mom and dad really just owe you your entry to planet Earth, and everything else is your contrast after that. How's that?
Boom.
How's that?
Yeah. Totally
And
cool.
it sounds, if somebody's brand new to the stream, sometimes I understand that it can say, oh, that's so cold and callous. But
Mm-hmm.
really, the stream's message, of course, I've been receiving this my whole life, so I have a better understanding of it perhaps. But the stream's message is so clear that this point of entry to humanity, you are tied to your biological parents for sure, whether they choose to be involved in your life or not, or whether as you move forward you choose to be involved in their life or not. There is a bond there that is real, but at the end of the day, your human journey is your manifested path of reality, and
Mm-hmm.
there is value in it no matter what it looks like in the Matrix, because the Matrix says this is the right way to be a human and all these other things are the wrong way. And we see that being questioned now like never before in recorded history. And we're seeing people step out of what the Matrix tells us is the right and wrong way to be. And as they do that, we are seeing people living in more freedom, more
Yep.
variance of expression, and not necessarily needing that traditional family unit to be okay. Because not everybody got that. You didn't get that from your dad. You just didn't.
No.
He was a sperm donor. He did his job to bring you into planet Earth, into humanity. And I had that realization early on because my mother, gosh, I kind of said I was never going to do this again, but my mother at one point said she never wanted me. I don't want to get into all that. So, because I don't want to keep repeating that same stuff over and over and over again. But I remember that being such a major turning point in my life early on, and realizing that, okay, you may not have wanted me, but I'm here. I'm here. Oh, well, that's not my problem that you didn't want me, because I'm here. And you could go either way with information like that. It can make you feel very unworthy. And gosh, nobody ever wanted me. My mom didn't want me. My dad left. Wah, wah, wah. Or you can say, gosh, it doesn't matter whether you wanted me or not. I am here. I am manifested this life. I'm in this body. I'm having this experience. And your feelings don't have to shape who I am.
Hope you guys are soaking this in. Now let's go. We're going to go a step further, and this one's a whopper. So, David, what happened was then I also recognized that my mother was also a narcissist. In the world of what they call narcissistic behavior, let's just get this straight. Now, I want to talk to y'all about something. If you've been on TikTok lately, or you've been on Facebook or anywhere, you've got a lot of people talking about, and I love this. We're going to break the victim syndrome, but a lot of people are really getting into this whole narcissist, this whole thing. If you've been with a narcissist, call 1-800-FREE-ME, whatever. Okay. Just a joke. Not really. Don't call 1-800. Do that. That just isn't true. Here's what I see as true. If you see it, you are it, baby. So own your shit. And oh my God, no. If she's, are you the wicked witch that's also going to melt when the water hits? Yep.
Yeah, my first experience with somebody that, and I never usually use that word a whole lot, the narcissist.
Well,
there's a couple of words I don't like. I don't like narcissist. I don't like toxic.
I don't like them either, but it's right now in society, everybody's talking about this.
Toxic's a big one.
Yeah, and I'm just, but the thing is, it's that's what part of what we are. It's part of our dark. It's part of our trigger.
Well, and that's what the stream had that question one time about. Oh, well, I work in a toxic environment, and the stream said, "Well, what about you is attracting that? Is it your own toxicity that's attracting that?" So the only time I have ever had a run-in with somebody, it was just a few years ago. You knew me during this period. I met up with somebody that would be a textbook narcissist, and so I started sort of reading about it, and then everything that I read about narcissists painted the experience as you must be a victim if you are in the presence, or if you're ensnared somehow in a narcissist, you must be the victim. And it really went down that victim path that, they're doing this to you, and they're doing that, and they're looking to manipulate, and this is why they're doing it. And I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it like, well, what am I doing to attract this? Because it's just the way I live my life. And I realized it was my own narcissism that was attracting it. And it was reflecting something to me that I really didn't want to be. And it was a wonderful experience.
Yes. Now, I realize if you're sitting there and you're like, yeah, but I was with this dude and he was this and that. Well, I love that you're still looking at the dude he was this and that. The whole point of getting into a program where you can actually rework this is the idea that you can lose that train of thought. Because here's what I'm going to say. Whatever train of thought, if you're not happy with your life right now, whatever train of thought you've had up to this point is what's got you where you're at. And if you're sitting there going, your life sucks, or this situation sucks, or whatever, then think about it. This idea that we're going to need to blame it on somebody and call them this, call them that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, people are whatever. My mother, I called her that. Yes, I did. Is it true? In some ways, yeah. As I see it. Telling me that, no, that's not what I meant by that conversation. Oh, no, I had this conversation. That's not what I meant. And damn good and well, but here was the trick. When you don't speak your truth and you let them power over you, there's so many opportunities in dealing with personalities to understand what you're dealing with. But first, you got to detune the crap that got you to that place of attracting it. Just like David just said.
Yeah. Really cool. And think about it. There's so much more. It's not victim blaming. It's empowerment, because there's so much more power in claiming ownership of your manifestation and saying, "Gosh, if I'm around all toxic people, how is that
How
happening?
is it happening?
I create
That's
my
right.
reality.
My
What
reality.
am I doing to
What am
place
I
me
doing to
here?"
place me
I'm
here?
getting feedback now.
Getting feedback now.
That's unfortunate. I don't want feedback. We don't
Okay.
want to feedback. I want input from you guys that are watching right now, and I
Well,
know
Kim,
you do.
did you see what Kim put
Did you
in?
see what you put in?
I'm going to stop talking because we're getting feedback. Read what she said.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you didn't get it from either parents. Your brother and you were dropped off at a gas station when you were 2 or 3. Wow. I
Well, my
actually,
question for
you know,
Kim is, are you in that? And I recognize Kim,
recognize Kim,
member of this group for a while now. Are you in a space where
you
you're in complete appreciation of your parents, or both parents?
that's a good question. And Kim, I want to thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that right now. Like for real. That's pretty cool that you did that.
Yeah, I kind of want to know. I'm just curious of where you are in that journey.
Yeah,
And
I am
Cheryl
too.
says that the echo sounds cool.
Sounds kind of cool. Sort of. Well, the echo's happening because I didn't have headphones that work. I don't know. And you guys, this is just how life is. Sometimes things are going to work. And this little piece right here, I doinked it before I got my computer back upstairs. I'm like, oops, a daisy. So I did that, unfortunately. So has anybody ever experienced, yes, I am. I wasn't for a long time. I love that, Kim. So Kim's saying that yes, she is thankful for her parents,
Good.
even though she went through the situation. I love that. You've been watching a long time, Kim. Have you need I can't wait for you to join Taya. Hey, let me tell you, we just had another I've had one of my mentees graduate today.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah. She had a
Miss
fantastic experience.
Miss Sage. I had her and we just had a blast. She was so much fun to be a mentor for. I cannot even tell you. She bright, bubbly, on point, really working those tools, doing those steps, and just so excited about every aspect.
Really
that
getting
you-
that trust concept was hard for a lot, and at a very early age, which is good.
Oh my God, yeah.
Now you're muted. I'm coughing. She's muted. We're echoing. We're having our contrasting experience here on the live. So thank you, Kim,
Hi,
for
Kim.
sharing all that. We do appreciate it.
I am back,
Better?
and I am way better now. I can hear you. And okay, I'm gonna guess right now that the echo has stopped.
Yes, it has.
Okay, beautiful. So I
Wait, is
just
that
sat
okay, comma beautiful, or okay, beautiful?
like both. Do you need me to get grammatically correct? I mean,
I
I
need
can
you to
do
call me
that.
beautiful. I
Yeah.
need
How
your
does it?
adoration.
How does that feel to need?
When I don't channel, we get really silly, just so everybody knows.
I'm just curious, like why that if that. I want to wait. Need versus want. Y'all, let's just dive into this. Okay, need versus want. So, y'all know I'm in a relationship. I haven't been in one in a long time. And is it the most challenging experience that I've had as of late? Yeah. Jesus, man. Such a crack up. So worth it? Yeah, totally worth it. But let me tell you the difference between need and want. I don't need a relationship. I don't need anything like that in my life. David, it is so much nicer to be able to say, I want you in my life, not I need you. I need you in my life. You complete me. Could you imagine? But there are people out there that literally are freaking out, devastated, holding on to that one that they think got away, or they're
Well,
sitting
but look
there.
at that, and it's understandable because look at what the Matrix teaches you.
Yeah.
99% of every movie that you go see is all about a love story. Oh, they got together and everything was okay and they lived happily. Of course, we're programmed to that.
And
then in reality, it doesn't always work out like that.
well, what's your biggest relationship challenge out there, guys? I want to know. And a lot of people, there's some people that say it's communication. But I'm going to say, what do you think about this, David? And communication is key. I think acceptance is the number one.
Appreciation.
Well, you can't. I feel you can't step into appreciation until you're in acceptance.
Yeah,
If
it's
you're
about
not, yeah, because if you're doing your Taya tools and you're forgiving something, that means you're accepting it. Period.
actually, I think though, like appreciating something helps me accept it sometimes.
Oh yeah, I say I wish I could appreciate this right now. I so don't freaking don't. I've done that so many times. I'll just sit there going, I don't appreciate
Yeah, the
that.
only time I ever suffer in my relationship is when I find myself not appreciating. And it's all on me.
Always. Well, here's what's on me is this idea that things need to be a certain way or whatever, whatever, whatever. My attachment to the way that it needs to look.
Yeah, well, again, that's the Instagram version of life that we're again Matrix. We're programmed to think that life is supposed to look like X, Y, Z, and then when it doesn't. On the show today, this just popped back into my mind. There was a question on LOA Today. If you want to see me channeling, I just did today on LOA Today, and I think that'll get posted in the Facebook group, or go search for LOA Today and check that podcast out. It's on YouTube also. The question came up about all the pressure around the holidays. Why we are so miserable at the holidays very often. It's in the stream said it's because we have this expectation that the wonderment of childhood is going to flow into every holiday, and then when it doesn't, we suffer in it and we judge it and we create this disappointing situation. Whereas if we allow that amazing wonderment of childhood to be our experience without placing all this pressure on creating the perfect experience, we can actually enjoy it a lot more.
You just excited me. Christmas time is just so much fun just because you could be a big kid. The idea that you could be playful and just be a kid. Life's just, I don't even know why we take things so seriously. So I had a big epiphany in this whole relationship. They need versus want, blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. Learning to understand what it feels like to be a Taya graduate and in a relationship with somebody and he's doing Taya right now.
You're actually going to be the first couple in almost 4 years of boot camp. We've never had a couple that both went through boot camp.
Okay, but these tools are saving our ass. Seriously, like there's been some things, let me tell you. Not being playful enough, getting too serious, getting too stuck on my stuff, not detuning situations right away when they first come
Well, I'm
up.
thinking that it needs to look like something specific when it doesn't at all.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So I had this thing come up this weekend, and I sat there and I looked at him, and okay, I'm gonna show you guys what I did. I said, let me just have your hand. So he gives me his hand, and I went like this. And I decided that from here on out, he's just going to get fart bubbles in his hand when we're like, if it's just not driving. I'm like, I'm just going to I'll do it in my own hand if I have to. Literally, I'm going to detune the situation instantaneously by bringing laughter into it, being playful, and
Well, who can stay down their spiral when you're doing stuff like that?
blowing fart bubbles in your hand. Try it. You blow a fart bubble in your hand, David. See what happens. I'm going to promise you. Just try.
Maybe later.
Okay, I want y'all at home. I want you to,
because I would probably go into a coughing fit right now. So I have a
yeah.
good
Well, we don't want David to, but I want y'all to do it. Just blow a fart bubble in your hand and just see how you feel there for a second. I'm serious. Just do it. You know you're going to feel like a 2-year-old. Just try it and then report back here. I want to know but my point about this is, and I'm being goofy and silly for a reason, because to break up the monotonous heaviness that just doing something like that, it just creates a change.
In most cases,
in
it would probably be an instant trip up the spiral. So I do like that.
It was. We have to find, okay, but see, this is why we have our Taya tools, so that we can figure out. I'm not saying, y'all, that a Taya tool is a blow a fart bubble in your hand. I'm saying
that's not part of boot camp. Just to make it clear.
But what is part of boot
Module
camp?
17, fart bubbles.
Fart bubbles. That's in Debbie's playground.
It's a Debbie tool, and it works. Sure.
But it's a Taya tool actually, because it's about finding the thing that detunes. What low thought activity can I do?
That's a low thought activity.
I mean, for real, that's as low thought activity as you're gonna get. Kim, I know you're rolling because you know I'm right. that's the thing about this. And when you're talking about tools that you've got to use for your life and you're like, how do I do this? You've got to put them into action in some fashion. You have to actually do the damn things. It's like, because I know a few of you out there who've been in boot camp, or a couple of you, who aren't actually working the
Somebody's saying it should be
modules.
part of boot camp. That's great.
Be part of boot camp. It
It's,
should.
it's fart bubble week at Taya boot camp.
Fart bubble. Yeah, it's fart bubble week. It's just, let's do it, man. You know, I took it one step further and kind of blew fart bubbles on his belly too, because I thought that was kind of fucking hilarious. Just because it made a louder sound.
Oh, newlyweds.
Anyway, oh, that's hilarious.
Well, I've got to wrap up because I've got to run, unfortunately. But this has been an interesting interaction. We've had some really interesting thoughts and some really good shares in here too. And I just appreciate everybody for jumping on with us. What have we got to talk about? The new masterclass. So go to the streamofdavidmasterclass.com. And that is the new operating system for your life masterclass on demand now. Free and on demand. You can go take that. So the streamofdavidmasterclass.com. And if you are in the LA area or can be in the LA area on January 15th of 2022, sounds so futuristic now, doesn't it? We have our first Ascension workshop event coming up. So Debbie will be there. I will be there. Stacy will be there. Carrie will be there. All of the cast of characters that you see in the Facebook group, on the YouTube channel, most of them are going to be there.
That's
so
right.
You can come and meet all of us. I will have books there that I'll be signing, and I'm going to channel the stream, and we're going to have a 5-hour workshop event, live in person. No more of this virtual stuff. I love virtual because we can reach the whole world, but I'm so excited that for the first time in over 2 years, that it's going to be an in-person event. And you've been to an in-person channeling of the stream, and you know what that's all about. So,
I've not only have I been to I've been a few times, David, and I'm excited about this. You guys need to be there. And you also, if you've been dragging your feet and you want to join Taya, please just do it. The links are up, and the free masterclass is up. Look in the description of this, and you will find the links that you need to. And I want you guys to watch, because the Symphony of Gratitude is coming, and those are about notes of gratitude. David, you will be there, just so that you know. We'll talk about that later. But if you
just show up where you tell me to show up. Tell Carrie, and I'll show up.
Yep, that's it. So the Symphony of Gratitude, that's the SOG event, is coming, and it's, you guys, I'll tell you all about it later. Just watch for it to get posted. It's something I did years ago, David, and I decided to resurrect it because it's just a perfect thing. I would love that. I'm planning. Oh, you're going to go to the one in New York? Well, I think I want to be in the one in New York, because traveling back east and doing the east side of the
we'll be there in April too, which will be nice.
When?
April 23rd, I believe, is our New York date.
Oh, well, looks like I'm going to be planning New York then for April. Okay, so that takes care of that. Well, that is what's going to happen, because I just want to see that. I want to tell you guys, I appreciate you so much, and I can't wait to meet everybody in person. So please be there in January. And for those that are going to be in New York, I'll see you in New York. Make sure you're buying your tickets, get your butts busy now, and join Taya if you haven't done that yet, so that, well, just do that, because you need to.
Well, there's all our plugs for everything. So thank you all for watching. Debbie, I always appreciate you. Next week, we are back, and I will channel next week. So mark your calendars. We'll get back to channeling next week. I just have this little throat thing, and I channeled already today, and it's very taxing. The channeling thing can send me off into a coughing fit, so I don't want to do that right now.
Actually, David, you need to go rest. I can feel it.
Yeah? You think?
Yeah, I do think. I think you need to also...
Unfortunately, I got somewhere I'm running off to, so no rest for tonight, but maybe later.
Yeah, we'll soak in some Epsom salt later and keep yourself together.
Go out and enjoy the coolest night I've had in a long time. It's going to be 45 degrees tonight.
All right. Enjoy it. And I cannot wait until we are channeling with the stream next week. I really want to dive into some of the things that we touched on tonight with the stream next week.
Yeah, do it. Write it down. And all of you, write it down. Mark your calendars. Be back next Thursday. We will do channeling for most of the hour.
I think that works.
So,
all right.
Thank you all for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Debbie.